Hey guys, GamerZach here, and welcome to my top 20 plus upcoming PC game releases for October to December of 2016. Now, this quarter has an insanely packed lineup for releases, and not only do I have 20 PC games for you with some kind of release date set, I have another 8 still scheduled for 2016, though those have a higher chance of getting delayed. Either way, all of us are going to have plenty to play on the PC through the end of 2016, so let's get started. First up, we have Atlas Reactor, October 4th. An exciting looking game, but despite what the cinematic trailer might depict, this is a tactical, simultaneous turn-based arena game set in Atlas, a cloud-piercing megacity. Work with and against a cast of freelancers where victory will require quick thinking and adaptability to a constantly changing battlefield. Calling itself Dota meets XCOM, this could be a new competitive experience for you to enjoy. Next, we've got Mafia III, October 7th. When this one was announced, some viewed it with heavy skepticism, but I think as more was revealed, the better it looked. This action-adventure takes place in a fictional recreation of New Orleans, and you follow Lincoln Clay, a Vietnam War veteran, as he gets involved with the mob. Run and gun your way through your problems, or take a more stealthy approach as you build your criminal empire and take control of the city. Then we have Gears of War 4, October 11th. A hard-hitting, action-packed third-person cover-based shooter set 25 years after Gears of War 3, you follow JD Phoenix, son of Marcus Phoenix. Play by yourself, co-op the campaign, and there's even split-screen and LAN support. Horde mode and competitive multiplayer are also a thing. If you liked any of the previous games, you should like this one too. Next up, we've got Shadow Warrior 2, October 13th. Oh, that cinematic trailer was something to behold, wasn't it? 4-player co-op procedural environments along with blades, bullets, and magic, all for striking down demonic legions. This fast-paced first-person action game looks incredibly promising, and it's brimming with style. Hopefully, gameplay feels as satisfying once you're the one doing the controlling. And then we have Battlefield 1, October 21st. As the age of the modern military shooter wanes, the new Battlefield takes you back to World War I. It's a Battlefield game, so expect 64-player maps and a multitude of vehicles and weapons on maps ranging from the Italian coast to the Arabian deserts. And horses. There are horses this time. It looks great, but I'd still be cautious with jumping onto this one right away, just to make sure it turns out as good as it's promising to be. Next, we have Civilization VI, October 21st. It's the 25th anniversary for the Civilization series, and the latest one is on the way. Civ 6 Vanilla is striving to be a core Civilization experience while bringing some new things to the table, such as unstacked cities, religious combat, justified wars, AI agendas, and all the good stuff from the Civ 5 expansions will all be in Civ 6 Vanilla. The visual style has caused some hate among the community, but gameplay is looking more solid than ever. Then we've got Farming Simulator 17, October 25th. Personally, Farming Simulator isn't my cup of tea, but its popularity is undeniable. Spend your days farming on a modern North American environment with over 250 vehicles and equipment from over 75 manufacturers. Play online with up to 16 people, and mod support is definitely a thing. If you liked Farming Simulator, I'm going to guess you'll love this one. And then we have Titanfall 2, October 28th. The first Titanfall was a big hit for a short while, and then everyone stopped playing it. This time around it's getting a proper story and a single-player campaign, which is what a lot of people were asking for. A deeper multiplayer experience is also being promised, which should keep the game alive after release. It was one of those games that got overhyped though, so I'd still exercise a bit of caution before jumping into the sequel. Next up, we've got Friday the 13th scheduled for October. A multiplayer horror game is something that's rather tricky to pull off, but this one seems to be getting it right. Jason is back and stalking the grounds of Camp Crystal Lake. One person plays as Jason, while the others play his victims in a mix of stealth, trickery, and fear. Asymmetrical gameplay can be awkward, but it's the whole point here, and if things are balanced, then this could be a thrilling time with friends and strangers. Then we've got Owlboy, November 1st. Wow, how long have we been watching this one? It's an ultra charming pixel art flying platformer where you follow the mute Otis as he tries to prove himself. After the appearance of some sky pirates, things get out of hand and an unexpected journey ensues. Beginning development almost a decade ago, expectations are high and we can only hope it's the experience we've all been waiting for. And then we have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, November 4th. As Battlefield goes further into the past, Call of Duty jumps to the future. Becoming the most disliked game trailer ever on YouTube doesn't seem to have slowed it down either. Story and the campaign mode looks interesting, and multiplayer, well, it's Call of Duty multiplayer. It's got Kit Harington in it though, so that might do it for you. Next we have Dishonored 2, November 11th. Dishonored was a game that was a massive critical success, and there are high hopes for the sequel. Follow Emily and Corvo as they bring their own perspectives to the world around them. Gameplay looks awesome, and if it ends up being a slightly better version of the first game, I think most would be very pleased. Then we have Watch Dogs 2, November 15th. You don't need me to tell you to be careful with this one after what happened with the first game. The first game turned out okay, but it's the promises that got out of hand. However, with a new protagonist, new story, and new gameplay, maybe it'll turn out better this time. I'm not going to repeat any of their promises though, since we'll see what the game is really like on release. Next we've got Planet Coaster, November 17th. A pleasant-looking amusement park simulator that you could sink your hours into. Create, manage, and share your park as you work with what they're saying are easy-to-use tools that allow limitless creativity. From what we've seen, it's looking great and has a suite of detailed tools that should allow for a deep and engaging experience. And then we've got Space Hulk Deathwing, scheduled for November. A first-person shooter set in the Warhammer 40k universe based on the strategy board game Space Hulk. Gain skills, abilities, and equipment as a space marine Terminator as you face off against the Gene Stealers in the claustrophobic tunnels of a Space Hulk. As gameplay has been revealed, the community has taken a very strong liking to what they're seeing, so we can hope it lives up to expectations. And then we have Siberia 3, December 1st. Explore a snowy steampunk world, solving puzzles along the way as you meet new and familiar characters. The first two games are considered a complete story, with the third iteration being a whole new journey. It would be interesting to see if the third game will not only advance the storytelling, but also the gameplay, as they're going for a more cinematic approach in a fully 3D world. Next up we've got Steep, December 2nd. Ride the massive open world of the Alps and Alaska with your skis, wingsuits, snowboards, and paragliders by yourself or in multiplayer. Impress with your tricks while you take in the gorgeous scenery. This one sure looks pretty, and if it plays as good as it looks, it could be exciting and satisfying. Then we have Dead Rising 4, December 6th. It's the holiday season when an outbreak causes hordes of predatory zombies to overrun the town. Explore the open world sandbox as you try to find the origin of the outbreak, all while killing zombies in every manner imaginable. It looks way over the top, and I think that's the way it should be. Next we have Reset, December 20th. An interesting puzzle game where you play a robot which has to work together with itself, however weird that sounds. So basically a single-player co-op puzzle game. Gameplay is said to be inspired by Portal, solving physical puzzles as you come across them, and there's a kind of sci-fi noir story behind it all. And then we have The Long Journey Home, scheduled for December. It was meant to be a short trip, but a malfunctioning jump drive sends you to the wrong side of the galaxy. It's basically a highly advanced Oregon Trail set in space where you forge alliances, make decisions, and survive as you try to get home. Every game is meant to be different, and if you're into Oregon Trail-esque adventures, this one should be right up your alley. Now, for a quick mention for a bunch of games still scheduled for 2016, but let's be honest, without a specific release date and only a few months to go, there's a good chance that they could be delayed into 2017. Anyway, they are Cuphead, a classic run-and-gun co-op shooter platformer with a 30s cartoon art style. Albion Online, a cross-platform MMO that's in its final stages of beta. Northgard, a real-time strategy based on Norse mythology. Worlds Adrift, a sandbox MMO with airships and floating floating islands. Killing Floor 2, a co-op first-person shooter with slaughtering and mayhem. DREADNOUGHT, a 5v5 team game with giant capital ships in space. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, an action hack and slash based around Celtic mythology and psychotic manifestations. And finally, Tyranny, the new RPG from Obsidian set in a post-war fantasy world where the bad guys won. So those are some big PC releases to keep an eye on for Q4. Which one are you most excited about? And if you'd like more from me on what games to keep track of, just click the genres at the top for my collection of over 120 notable titles. Alright, that wraps up my top 20 plus upcoming PC game releases for October to December of 2016. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, drop me a like or share it with your friends. The support is always appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.